Good Monday morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We had an interesting one here in Kentucky, like a lot of the country. The weekend before, ran a 10K. It was 68 degrees, sunny, beautiful day, and it just fell apart this weekend. This past Saturday, we went from 68 the Saturday before to single digits and 4 to 6 inches of snow, and just a brutal cold day. And so it's kind of funny just here in Kentucky. You never know what you're going to get in March. So hopefully that's the last of the cold spell and we can kind of move on into spring. The time change definitely this weekend kills me. I wish we would leave it alone one way or the other. I can adjust to it, but this changing back and forth just wears me out. So this week, I want to talk about, and it's one of the things I've talked about a lot, and because it just really means a lot to me because, is my goals, my why, things like that, what drives me. And you got to have personal goals. You got to have your own thing. You can also have, family goals. You can have couple goals. You can have business goals. All of it ties together, and they all got to have something that drives you. And I have different goals. I have my personal goals that I want to do some things. Especially in my running stuff that I do, and business. I've got Renee and I got our own business, and we've got our couple goals that we got set aside. And so a lot of people think I've been running for a long time, and it is getting to be a few years, but I've only been running just a little over 5 years. And a lot of people know the story. My youngest son Ben wanted to go run a race in Northern Kentucky. And I had never ran more than probably 3 miles up to that point. And we went, so I thought, well, if I'm going to take him up there, I'm just going to go run with him and just enjoy getting out on the trail. I thought that sounded fun. Went up there, it was definitely interesting, very slow move for me, but the bug bit me and I really enjoyed it. We came home, me and him both really had a good time. We sat down and looked at some stuff, and here in Lexington, they would run the Bluegrass. It's a half marathon road half marathon, and very hilly. We didn't know that at the time we signed up till we was actually at a dentist office, and we was talking about running, and some guy heard us and gets talking to us. He goes, "If you guys ever ran it?" We said, "No," and he goes, "That's probably one of the hilliest half marathons he'd ever ran." And so it was funny, but since then, I've ran it every year. Really enjoy the course. It's really a fun course. It's definitely not somewhere you're going to go out and just set a speed record, because like I said, the hills are very long and steep. But you got to have those goals. You got to have things that drives you. Now, for me, getting out running a 5K is just just a warm up, and over the time it's took me to build that up. And so many people think they can just get up off the couch and take off and run 50 miles. There's a very few people out there that probably can get through it. That's tough. I mean, the aches and pains that are going to set in on you, the mental part is probably the hardest part. And so with what running has taught me is that, you got to just set in straight. You got to start running. You got to start just kind of getting your mind right. You got to kind of be sure you're watching everything happening as it goes on. Well, the same in business. You got to be kind of get the business going. You got to start somewhere. You got to just go for it. And and so with that, it's like you got to kind of look at all the parts that are moving. There's going to be some parts that are not working, some parts that are working. There's going to be things you got to change. But the mental aspect of owning a business is so hard to me. It's just so much going on. You're pulled in 100 different directions. You're trying to make the right decisions. You add employees, and employees get to be just like family to you, and you want to take care of them. So now you're not just taking care of yourself and your family, you're taking care of multiple families. So there's a lot of stress to that. So having those goals to know what we want to hit and what we want to try to go, we got those goals that we know we've got to hit every month or every year in order to keep doing what we're doing. But we got the stuff that we want to continue growing, so we can continue paying our employees better, offering more stuff, doing better jobs for our customers and things like that. So as you go through this, and hopefully you get something out of this right here, hopefully your goals are going good for you. I hope I've encouraged you to maybe pick up running. It's not for everybody. I enjoy it. When you go out, and just put some earphones on, or even the best thing to do is get out on a trail in the woods. Find you a nice trail and get out and just listen to nature. Walk, hike some with it. You don't have to run the whole time. And just listen to what's around you. Just relax, and it's amazing how different you'll start feeling about it. There's people here who's like, oh, I hate running, and it's like, yeah. Well, I don't know what kind of experience they've had with it, but I've had some bad ones. But I get out the next day and keep going and find out that one bad day gets erased with the next 3 or 4 good ones. The same way in business. I always want to, there's times I just want to throw my hands up, and we joke about it all the time, and everybody's heard me and Renee say this all the time, that we don't quit the same day, and that's really what it comes down to. We have some bad days, and they've been some rough ones in the last couple of years, and it's starting to look a little bit better, and we're trying to adjust some things. But let's working on our goals. Let's continue praying for our world. Let's continue praying for the people around us, and let's continue motivating the people around us. So everybody have just a blessed and wonderful week.